Maitreya Vacha Nisamyagdatam Evam Rishinam Danusi Durvaha Sandadestram Upastrisya Yanarayana Nirmitam. Maitreya Vacha, the sage Maitreya continued to speak. Nisamya, having heard Gadatam, the words, Evam, Tat, Vishinam, of the sages, Danusi, upon his bow, Durvaha, Durva, Maharaj, Sandade, fixed, Astram, an arrow, Upaslisya, after touching water, yet that which Narayana, by Narayana, Nirmitam, was made. Translation by Sri Maitreya said, My dear Vidura, when Durva Maharaj heard the encouraging words of the great sages, he performed the Achaman by touching water and then took up his arrow made by Lord Narayana and fixed it upon his bow. Please respond. Sri Maitreya said, My dear Vidura, when Durva Maharaj heard the encouraging words of the great sages, he performed the Achamana by touching water and took up his arrow made by Lord Narayana and fixed it upon his bow. Purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Durva Maharaj was given a specific arrow made by Lord Narayana himself, and he now fixed it upon his bow to finish the illusory atmosphere created by the yakshas. As it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita 7:14, Evam eva mameva pradyante mametantarantite. Without Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, no one is able to overcome the action of the illusory energy. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also given as a nice weapon for this age, is stated in the Bhagavatam, Sango Pangastra. In this age, the Narayana Astra, a weapon to drive away Maya, is the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra in pursuit of the associate of Lord Chaitanya, such as Advaita Prabhu, Nityananda, Gadadhar, and Srivasa. Omagyanatimirandasya jananam jana shalaka chaksudan militam yanatasme Shri Guruve namaha Shri Chaitanya manobishtam sapitam yena bhutale Swam rupa gadamam vidati swaparadikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sakajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Shadvitam Javadutam Parajanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shavanu Devi Pranamami Hare Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaram Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Samiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Nirvishesha Sunyavari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhaktananda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Swayambhuva Manu advised Guru Maharaj to stop fighting this chapter. 4th canto, 11th chapter, text 1. As we were reading yesterday, Yesterday we were reading this verse. All the sages said, Durva, dear Durva, O son of King Uttanapad, may the Supreme Personality of Godhead known as Sharanga Dhanva, who relieves the distress of devotees, kill all your threatening enemies. The holy name of the Lord is so powerful as the Lord Himself. Therefore, simply by chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord, many men can be fully protected from fierce death without difficulty. Thus a devotee is saved. So yesterday we were reading this verse, and today we are reading this one. After hearing this encouraging words, those are the encouraging words of the sages. So it's very important here that to fight Maya, because the demons, they created the illusory, kind of Maya illusion they created. There was mountain peaks were thrown, blood was being thrown down, heaps of bone, mucus, stool, this, that. All dark illusion, lightning, sea, foaming, this, that. So many things, very frightening. You are put in that situation that should be frightening. So when a person has got fear, the fear comes because of illusion. Because of the illusory energy, immediately a person is engulfed by fear. Are you following? This is explained here in many places. In the Bhagavad Gita, Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha Manmaya Mamupastitaha Bhavo Jnana Tapasha Puta Madhava Magataha. So, being free from attachment, fear and anger, being fully absorbed in me, taking refuge in me, many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attained transcendental love for me. In other words, when you get absorbed in Krishna, then you get free from attachment and fear and anger. You understand? If you do not get attached to Krishna, that means you will be engulfed with attachment, material, and you will be engulfed with fear, anger. Are you following? That means these are the mode of ignorance. A person who does not go to God, then he will be covered by fear, anger, material attachment. This is also again further explained in another place. Simply by giving oral reception to this Vedic literature, the feeling for loving devotional service to Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sprouts up at once to extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion, and fearfulness. You see this point? Are you following? So in other words, fear is the sum and substance of material existence. Material existence means a fearful situation. Are you following? If you are caught in this material world, then naturally you will be forced to become fearful. Right? That was Bhayam Divitya Vinisayat. See here in this verse, Bhayam Divitya Abhiniveshutasya Esada Petasya Viparyoyo Smitihi Tan Maya To Buddha Abhe Abhajat Tam Bhakteika Kaisam Guru Devatma. Fear arises when the living entity misidentify himself as the material body. Because the absorption in the external illusory energy of the Lord. See the point, this point? Fear arises when the living entity misidentify himself as the material body. In other words, if we start thinking that he is the body, then he will become fearful. He will become what? Fearful. Are you following? So material consciousness means you become fearful. That is material world. When the living entity thus turns away from the Supreme Lord, he also forgets his own constitutional position as a servant of Lord. This bewildering, fearful condition is affected by the potency of illusion called Maya. See? The moment he turns away from Krishna, you understand? It doesn't mean that you turn away means you don't. So turning away means what? What does this turning away mean? Turning away means you want to be with Maya. That means you want to enjoy sense gratification. The moment you want to enjoy your sense gratification means you are turning away from. You follow? That is the meaning. That means you are wanting to enjoy your senses. Are you following this point? What is that turning away from God mean? Simply now you turn away. That is what that is turning away. What is that? What is this turning? That means you don't want to offer your result to Krishna. You follow? You want to enjoy the result. You are what? You want to become the enjoyer. You don't want to offer your result to Krishna. This is illusion because the living entity's constitutional position is to Jivere Swarupa Hoy Krishna Re Nityadas. So you're trying to change that situation. When you want to change that situation and not offer the result to Krishna, then this condition arises. What is that? You become fearful. Prabhupada gives the example of the bird, The moment he is down, he's looking this way, looking that way, he's quickly eating and looking. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Huh? Why? Because it is not his natural position. Yes, the bird's natural position is higher, right? In the sky, somewhere flying, then it's peaceful. But the moment he is not in his natural position, then he's always alert, who's coming. Yes? Same way, our natural position, we are not fearful. But our unnatural position, viparya smriti means separate, something different. Can we get caught up? Oh, what's going to happen? So much fear. Are you following this point? You understand this? So therefore, an intelligent person should engage in unflinchingly in unalloyed devotional service to the Lord, under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, whom he should accept as worshipful deity as his very life and soul. So in other words, the solution for this, therefore an intelligent person will turn back. An intelligent person will what? Come back to his original position. You follow this point? The moment he comes back to this position, then he becomes free. As we say this now, he becomes free. See? Lamentation, illusion and fearfulness. Bhaya, soka. Soka, bhaya, and what is that? Moha. Soka, moha, bhaya, pahaha. See, these three things. You follow this position. This is material world. People don't understand how this all is working. This is a science. Why you get fearful, why you get illusion, why you are becoming distressed. Soka means what? Lamenting. Why? Because you are against the principle of God consciousness. When a moment you have deviated from this God consciousness, then you are engulfed by this position. See? That's why Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita again, abandon all varieties of religion and what? What is that? Sarvadharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vruja aham tvam sarve papebhyo mokshayasmi ma suchaha. See this word? Ma suchaha means what? That means if you surrender to Krishna, then only you become what? Fearless. Ma sucha, don't worry. Understand? I follow you. That this material world is a fearful place. You know, samastrita pada pallava plavam. 11. Where is it? 10, 14, 58. See again here in this verse, you see what is said. Samasritaye padapallava plavam mahat padam punya yesho murare bhavam buddhi vatsa padam param padam 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 yad vipadam natesham. This word vipadam, which means of material miseries. Vipadam means what? Material misery. You understand? The translation, for those who have accepted the abode of the lotus feet of the Lord with the shelter of the cosmic manifestation, is famous as Murari, the enemy of Mura demon. The ocean of material world is like water contained in a calf's hoof print. Their goal is Param Padam, Vaikuntha, the place where there is no material misery. Not the place where there is danger at every step. This material world is what? Fearful, danger at every. You do not know what's going to happen next. You follow? So therefore, it is advised that you come to the Vaikuntha conscious. Vaikuntha conscious means you become a servant of Krishna. So when you become servant of Krishna, then you are free. That's why devotees are addressed as, what are they addressed as, devotees? What are devotees addressed? Another name for devotees, what is it called? What is another name for devotees? Don't know. Huh? What are you talking about? Yeah. 111. So another name for devotee is this. Etam nirvidyamananam ichatam akuto bayam yoginam nirpa nirnitam hare nama anukirtanam. You see this word? Here the translation. O King, constant chanting of the holy name of the Lord after the ways of great authority is the doubtless and fearless way of success for all, including those who are free from material desires, those who are desires of material enjoyment, and those who are self-satisfied by dint of transcendental knowledge. So there are three kinds of people here. You see this this nirvidyamananam, those who are completely free from material desires, these people are the Brahmavadis. You understand? Those who meditate on the effulgence, they are called nirvidyamananam. Then you have got the people who desire, that means the karmic, ichatam. There's so much of desires, enjoyment. Those who desire all sorts of material enjoyment, they call ichatam, karma yogi. And then you have the akuta bayam. This akuta bayam means free from doubts and fear. Although there are those who are free from complete material desires, but still they cannot become free from doubts and fear. You understand? Only the devotees can be classified as akuta bayaha because they are free from all doubt and fear. That's why devotees are called akutabhaya. You follow this point? Unless you take shelter of who? You take shelter of who? Here in this verse, apanam samstritim goram yanama mam vivassavan grahan tato sadyo vimuchita yad bhibayati swayam bayam. You see the word swayam bayam? Living beings who are entangled in this complicated mash of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. That means this fear is frightened of. Who is the fear personified? Who? Who is the person who is fear personified? Krishna. You understand this point? So if you take shelter of the person Krishna, then fear runs away. You follow? And what is that most fearful thing? What is that? Death. That is the most fearful thing. Before I go to that, let me go and show you one more verse where you say that devotees are akuta bhaya. Again, I want to elaborate that. See the verse here again. Mayasya he akuto bayaha. See the word akuto baya? Means. What does that mean? Akuta baya, fear, free from fear in all circumstances. This is referring to the devotees. The devotees are akuta baya. They are free from fear in all circumstances. You understand? They are not shaken. Even in the midst of greatest problem, they are not shaken. Understand? That is the position of the devotee. Is a translation. Simply they take shelter of me alone, for I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, situated within the heart of all conditioned soul. Take shelter of me wholeheartedly, and by my grace be free from fear in all circumstances. You understand this point? So in other words, only the devotee have that right. Otherwise, nobody can become free from fear. That's not possible. Understand this point? If you want to escape from fear, that's why Krishna said, Prabhupada quoted this verse, 7:14 of the Bhagavad Gita. Devi esha gunamaya mamamaya turatya mayam eva prapadyante mayam etan tarantite. Unless you surrender to me alone, and there is no question of you coming out of this material mess. That's not possible. Material mess means fear. Are you understanding this point? So therefore, to come to this position of becoming fearless, there is no other way than taking shelter of Krishna. Huh? And the devotees, they don't care. See, as I told you, they are not frightened. Even greatest problem comes, so they are not shaken. They are devotees. Explain here. Yam labdva chaparam labam manyate nadikam tata yasmin stito na duke na guruna api vichalyate tam vidva dukam samyoga viyogam yogam samgitam. Translation. Established as one never departs from truth. Upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This, indeed, is actual freedom from miseries arising from material contact. You understand this point? So, devotee position is not something that you just brand and something happened, cry. This is not devotee. Understand? He is fixed. Whatever comes, he is solid. He is not shaken. You follow this point? Huh? There's a verse. Ants all over this place. He's bringing on his garland with all the ants. I think it is in the materialists are generally very attached to their present bodily comforts and to the bodily comfort they expect in the future. Therefore, they are always absorbed in thoughts of their wives, children, and wealth, and afraid of giving up their bodies, which are full of stool and urine. You follow this point? This is a materialist person. Always want to what? Prolong his life, security, all this stuff. You follow? Which is full of stool and urine. If a person engaged in Krishna consciousness, however, is also afraid of giving up his body, which is use. What is the use of his having labored to study the Shastra? It is simply a waste of time. That means the devotee cannot be in that consciousness. A devotee cannot become fearful. You follow this point? A devotee means he is fixed. He is not shaken. You understand this point? He does not good, bad, this, he is alone, transcendental. But if in the cause if he is getting absorbed in this, then something is wrong in his spiritual practice. That means his conviction is not, he is said to be a materialistic devotee. He becomes a materialistic devotee. That means he is coming to Krishna for motive. He is not pure in his heart. They're two different. You are following this point. So devotee's position is exalted. They are not bothered because they are surrendered. Even it is says, what is that verse? Just to Narayana Paraha Sarve. 6. 17. See how their devotees are thinking. Narayana paraha sarve na kutashna bibhayati swarga apavarga narakesh api tulyartha darshinaha. It says here, devotees solely engage in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana. Never fear any condition of life. Again, they never fear any condition of life. For them, heavenly planet, liberation, and even the hellish planet are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. You understand this point? Our devotees are different. Their position is different. This is called a transcendental position. In the transcendental plane, then you are not disturbed by any condition. You understand? Why? Why? Because he has taken shelter of the Lord. You understand? This verse is chanted all the time when someone's about to take sannyas. Etam sa asteya paratmanistam atyasitam purvatmahe maharishibhi aham tarishyami duranta param tamo mukundangiri nisevayaiva. I shall cross over the insurmountable ocean of Nisain by being firmly fixed in the service of the lotus feet of Krishna. This was approved by previous acharyas who fixed in firm devotion to the Lord, Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of God. That is the only way we can overcome this insurmountable ocean, by becoming firmly fixed in the lotus feet of Krishna. If we cannot do this by any other way, it's not possible. This Maya cannot be overcome by any other means other than taking shelter of Krishna. You follow this point? You cannot. Further, Krishna explained the same point. Priyena bhakti yogena satsangena vinottuva nopayo vidyate samyang prayanam he satam aham. My dear Uddhava, I am personally the ultimate shelter and way of life for saintly liberated person, and thus if one does not engage in my loving devotional service which is made possible by associating with my devotees, then for all practical purpose one possesses no effective means of escaping from material existence. Now there's another thing been added. They're saying associating, I mean you have to take shelter of Krishna, take shelter of Krishna, take shelter of Krishna. But now Krishna is saying that you have to associate with my devotee. Doesn't mean that you just go direct to Krishna, this is not going to work. You see, one possesses no effective means for escaping from material existence. Then for all practical purposes, now we're talking about practicality. We are not just theory, sloka after sloka after sloka, and you can keep speaking. But practically, how does it work? To overcome my Maya, practically Krishna is saying, what is that? What is that? What is that? Associating with? That is practical. You understand? If you don't want to associate with devotee, it means you are impractical. You are what? Impractical. You cannot make it by not associating with devotee. It's another meaning. You follow this point? This is very important. If you want to overcome Krishna's Maya, then Krishna is telling, yes, surrender to me. Surrender to me means what? Taking shelter of my pure devotee, following the instruction. Yes? You follow this point? You cannot do it otherwise. It's not possible. Explain further. Just to say another verse here, you can see. My dear Lord, one who has been cruelly burned in the blazing fire of material miseries, having fallen into the network of material existence, I do not see any other possible shelter besides your two lotus feet, which are a shower of nectar extinguishing the fire of suffering. There's nothing there. There's nothing there in the material world that can save us. Right? Material existence is like an ocean that is extremely difficult to cross. The conditioned soul have fallen into this ocean, which is not cool but rather burnt them with the fire of misery. For one who has fallen into the sea and desires to get out, there is no other rescue boat except the constant relishing within oneself the pastime narration of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There's another verse. O greatly fortunate Uddhava, in the association of such saintly devotees, there's constant discussion of me. Those partaking in this chanting and hearing of my glories are certainly purified of all sin. This is what associating means. And what is that? Say here. Devotees of the Lord peacefully fixed in absolute knowledge are the ultimate shelter for those who are repeatedly rising and falling within the fearful ocean of material life. Such devotees are like strong boats that come to rescue persons who are at the point of drowning. Who is that? Who? So if we want to escape from this fearful condition, we must take shelter of Krishna. And we cannot take shelter of Krishna without the help of the and without the association of devotees, we cannot become purified. And if we cannot become purified, then again we will be materially contaminated. Yes? It's a vicious cycle, it's checkmate, either this way, that way. Only one way. What way? Krishna's way. You don't want to do this way, then yes, you go this way. And that way means repeated birth and birth. Taking birth and dying. Taking birth and dying. Sometime up, sometime down. Going from one birth to another birth. It's plain. Many times we have shown this. Covered by mode of ignorance, the material nature, the living entity is sometimes male, sometimes female, sometimes human, sometimes human being, sometimes demigod, sometimes bird, animal, so on. In this way, he is wandering within the material world. His acceptance of different types of bodies is brought about by his activities under the influence of modes of nature. Going on, going on, going on. If you don't want to come this way, There is no question of coming out of that way. Are you following? Are you following this point? So if we want to come out of a fearful situation, then there is no other way except by taking shelter of. But like Dhruva Maharaj here, he was put in a very difficult position. He started chanting. Then he started bringing his astra. Narayana astra he brought out. So our weapon is what? The holy name of the Lord. That is our weapon. Understand? We can take shelter of Krishna like that. Then we will overcome that. As Krishna says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, yes, I shall describe to you the principle of devotion to me, by executing which a mortal human being will conquer unconquerable death. You follow this point? We are all under the grips of what? We are all under the grip of death. We are all under the grip of every living entity who has taken birth, death is certain. You follow? Why you are different? They all are the same? Your verse is the same? What is your verse?
They always remembering me. One should perform more activities to me without becoming imperfect, with mind and intelligence offer to me. One should fix his mind in attention to my devotion.
I don't know what verse you got. 11:29:9. I think you go to 11:29:8. 11:29:8, not 9. I will show one verse, Understand? So therefore, we have to learn to understand that we do not take shelter of Krishna. You can keep crying and crying. Sometimes you are caught in a difficult situation. It is explained here. O Uddhava, greatest of saints, in a dangerous situation, an ordinary person cries, becomes fearful again, and laments. Although such useless emotion do not change the situation. In that fear you may cry, do all kind of things, but you cannot change nothing. But activities offered to me without personal motivation, even if they are externally useless, amount to the actual process of religion. So even in that condition, if you simply chant Hare Krishna, benefit. You understand? You benefit. This process is so powerful. And what is that verse 11 to even you close with your eyes. O King, one who accepts this process of devotional service to Supreme Personality of Godhead will never blunder on this path in this world. Even while running with the eyes closed, he will never trip or fall. What to speak about getting into fear? Are you understanding? Huh? So the choice is ours, whether we want to live in this fearful condition or we want to come out of this. Huh? Yamhena vyatayante te purusham purusha sava samaha dukkha sukam dhiram sa mritatyaya kalpate. O best among man, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. So to come to this position, we have to take shelter of Krishna with the help of the devotees and practice this Krishna consciousness in that association, and definitely we will overcome all our problems without any doubt. That's why Krishna says, there is no doubt in this process. Huh? Mam eva yasyatya samsaya. There is no doubt. One who explains the supreme secret to devotees, pure devotional service guaranteed, and at the end you will come back to me without any doubt. Again, Krishna says, Mamyevishyasya samsaya. Again. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting with your activities dedicated to me in your mind and intelligence. So you will attain me without doubt. So, I'm going to stop here. Any questions? Anybody can see in that thing there's any question down there? What's your question?
So you are saying this association of devotees is important. For me, association is all, family profession and association is all senior devotees and somebody under me. Like, is fault finding that happens. Fault finding with other devotees. How will we correct?
So in the nectar of instruction is given, the system is given in the nectar of devotion instruction. Let's go to that and read it. Let me see, I'm going to check. One should mentally honor the devotee who chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. One should humble obeisance to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, diksha, and is engaged in worshipping the deity. And one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who said once in undeviated devotional service, his heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. So this is the formula. How to associate, how you associate.
If somebody is not initiated but they are still in the process of devotion, they are younger to me. I have some impression on them. In spite of others telling me that person is still good, I have my opinion.
So when you say I, it's a mental plane. So we should learn how to see things with the help of Sadhu Shastra Guru. That's a safer position.
At this moment, I am not able to take in the views and instructions of senior devotees who are correcting me. I am just perplexed with my own conception or the image I created about that one person. How would I get out
Over
of this?
time, if we cannot correct him over time, pray to Krishna in the heart, Krishna give him intelligence. We also have to be patient.
This is a serious challenge for me in my progress. Or will I be punished for this?
As I was explaining yesterday, last night, the best thing in devotional service is not keep anything in our heart on anybody. You see, perception of anyone is a mental thing. Or he's good, he's bad, he's this, he's that. This is how the mind works. Show you. Failing to conquer this irrepressible enemy, the mind, whose urges are intolerable and torment the heart. Many people are completely bewildered and create useless quarrel with others. Thus they conclude that other people are either their friends, their enemies, or parties indifferent to them. See this point? This is a mental plane. Why? Because it's our mental position. When we get into our mental thing, then we always come into this position. He is my friend, he is my enemy, quarreling, fighting. So that's why we need to transcend that. That's why the most important thing is to perform this morning program. Mangala Arati is very important. If you don't do this morning program, then the mind will become very much inhibited with this material consciousness. You have to come to the mode of pure goodness. That only can come by devotional service.
Sometimes we only see the bad.
Uh,
Sometimes we only see the bad qualities, and we don't see the good qualities. But we won't be able
this is also explained here in this verse.
how do we overcome this?
It is not a very good thing to always look at the bad qualities. Whoever indulges in praising or criticizing the qualities and behavior of others will quickly become deviated from his own past interest by his entanglement in illusory dualities. You follow? So we should try to overcome that by practicing how to see at least the good. That is practice. For many bad things you can see, but you learn how to see good. And that way you become purified. Srila Prabhupada, if a guy with so many complaints, one devotee went to Prabhupada and complained. This person is associating with these people, better he was talking about the African blacks. He's wasting his time with the black, all the Negroes, And Prabhupada looked at him. I consider this person is a white devotee. Prabhupada, I consider you as a white Negro. He started, Prabhupada just called me a white Negro. That's criticizing. Prabhupada, you don't understand. So, how to do? Everybody got so many forms. So we have to learn how to help. Of course, if someone is incorrigible, that's another stand. Then we have to pray to Krishna to give him intelligence. You follow? Everyone is thinking, there's always the problem that he is the best and others are useless. That is neophyte consciousness. If someone is thinking that everyone is better and I'm useless, that is advanced consciousness. We cannot artificially do that. So that comes by purification. Purification means practicing the devotional principles as laid out by our spiritual master. Waking up in the morning, chanting our rounds, reading Prabhupada books, taking Krishna Prasadam. These are all very important. Prabhupada said, if you don't do this, you will fall down.
This applies to both initiated and non-initiated devotees or devotees.
Apply to everybody. Initiated or non-initiated, everybody. If the initiated doesn't do, then it falls down. Prabhupada said every birth must flap and fly. If you say, I'm initiated, I am space up, what will happen? Fall down. It doesn't matter. So we have to be very careful. Especially associating with devotees, we do not know who is advanced, who is not advanced, simply, you understand, we create offenses, is not good for us. Yes?
If I understand this is my offense, how do I work on this move further?
You understand your offense is very good sign. Many times you don't understand, that's the problem.
You don't accept.
Yes, that's the problem. You have a fault and you don't accept it. Like it is commonly said, you can wake up a sleeping person, you cannot wake up someone pretending to be asleep. You follow my point? So therefore, we definitely need to realize that I am offensive. That's why the Vaishnava circle is like that. There's no false ego. So all of us bow down and we praise others more than we praise ourselves. When someone is praising, then we are not interested. You are transferred immediately to the spiritual master. You follow? That way we are safeguarded. Otherwise you take the praise, you become proud. And proud means what? Fall down. So we should be very careful with our consciousness. This is all practical. This is not something impractical, practical. This is why we live in the association of the body. So we, they check. Someone thinking and talk too much, then they say, Prabhu, you please, don't do this, it's not very good, you're praising yourself. There are so many faults you have. Oh, very good. Then you come down. Because it's very easy to get carried away. Yes? Doesn't it? Oh, you're cooking very nice. Wow, now I'm chief cook. Yes. Anything can come. Or you are, giving very good class. Wow, Prabhu, wow, very nice. You go over your head. Yes? Even in devotional service, you can get carried away. So we have to be careful. All these things can be curbed if we are strongly situated in association of devotees. By helping each other. This says here, one should learn how to associate with devotees of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying. As devotees thus develop their loving friendship, they feel mutual happiness and satisfaction. And by thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up material sense gratification, which is the cause of all suffering. You see this point? It's very nicely put here. Very nicely put. This process is most purifying. How? Devotees develop loving friendship. You see the word? Devotees means what? Not hatred. I hate you, you hate me. Devotee means what? Loving friendship. You understand? And they feel mutual happiness and satisfaction. You follow? And then what? And by this encouraging one another, discouraging. Oh, you're rascal, you're rascal. It tends. Encouraging. How to encourage? Have to think. Not that you always pick phone. You also have to encourage a person. You understand it? Huh? Encouraging one another. They are able to give up material sense gratification at the cost of all suffering. Very nicely put inside here. Everything, your question is all here. Correct? Huh? There is no other shortcut to this. Now, because we are coming from material contaminated consciousness, so when you come into this life, when you go out, you get influenced by the modes. And you come back, you carry that with you. And when you are here, then you start, fault finding, this thing, that thing, so many things. And again, material consciousness, modes, very strong. You understand? Oh, very dangerous. Alright, anything else? Any questions in the Facebook? No questions? Let me stop here. Thank you very much.